This is Chef Pachi, and today I have an amazing video on drying your own herbs. You can buy all the fresh herbs you want and never worry about them spoiling. This is what I do. I buy my herbs in different kind of containers. They come in all different ways. Some I have planted. And what I do, I take my fresh herb, remove them from the package if it's plastic, or just open the package if it's a plastic container that doesn't stick, and place my herbs open over these containers. Then I refrigerate them. I start using them, but in the meantime, since I leave them open, they're gonna dry because refrigerators dry the food. So they are going to dry in the fridge on their own. It might take them 2 or 3 weeks, but in the meantime, you can use some. None of them will spoil. It's amazing. You're going to see how beautiful that dill looks, the sage, the rosemary, the thyme, and some oregano that I got later because this day I couldn't find any. This is something you can do if you leave them on top of your refrigerator if you live in a place that is not humid. They will dry there too, especially in the winter. In the summer, I'm not so sure that that could be done. Here I have some beautiful thyme. Look at all these herbs. And I can use one herb one day and one herb another day. And the good thing is they're always going to be there available for me to use with no waste. Basil dries, but it's not the best quality it can be. So I prepare a concentrated basil or pesto sauce with much less oil, no Parmesan, and no pine. I freeze it. Cilantro and parsley, I freeze chopped. I don't dry them. Those you can watch in the concentrated pesto video and the spice cubes video. Enjoy delicious food made with fresh and home-dried herbs, or make your own dried up mixture like we're going to see at the end of the video. I just place all of the herbs open side up in the fridge in a place that they don't take up so much space. I can move them around. Nothing's going to happen to them. Now, it's been a week. And check it out, there's my oregano. And my oregano is the freshest there so far because it was newer. Our rosemary is drying out. The dill that dries beautifully. The fresher oregano. And our thyme. My lemongrass, sage, they're all drying beautiful. Here's our thyme again. Again our oregano, our rosemary, our dill. Check out how beautifully the dill becomes like a piece of paper and it keeps its beautiful color. The rosemary, you can see how the color is changing. And the oregano is still fresh. Here's a dry one for you to see how it looks. There goes the thyme. You just touch the leaves and they fall off the stem. It's so easy to use them. Now we're going to make my dry spice that I use for barbecue ribs. And what I have is a couple of tablespoons of coconut sugar. Then I'm going to add about half a tablespoon of salt. And that's coarse salt. A teaspoon of delicious ground chipotle pepper. It's dry. And a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Find the best smoked paprika you can. I love it. It's delicious. I love to add smoked paprika to my chili, so I use it a lot. Also to my ribeyes. I don't know, I love the flavor of it. Mix all the ingredients well so that you don't have any crumbs. And once you're done with that, now to this I'm going to add half a package of that thyme that I had drying. And it's important that it's a lot of thyme. And it's easy to come off. You just rub the stems between your hands, pull lightly on the leaves, and they're all gonna fall out. Some stems might fall out too. Just pick them out, no problem. It doesn't take more than a minute or 2. And this is a delicious spice rub. You're going to want to use it for many, many dishes. But remember, it's high in salt, so use it sparingly, and it's also spicy. I use it sometimes to put it on top of jumbo shrimp that have their shells because it's so spicy and potent that it actually seasons the seafood amazingly well. Place it in a jar and keep it on your counter. This is not a lot of herb mix, so it's not going to be there for a long time. If you think it's going to be there for more than a month, then refrigerate it. But you are going to enjoy it so much, you're going to love it. It's beautiful and amazing. Remember, with Chef Pachi, delicious diets are sustainable diets, and you enjoy everything you eat. It's amazing. Chef Pachi. Now this is my amazing recipe for breading, and I use it for breading many foods. The only difference is that I change the dry herbs sometimes. This time we're using dry oregano. And check it out, it's amazing. Look how easy it comes out. It's so easy to get these leaves off the stem. Amazing. The aroma is out of this world. You would love it. Check that oregano right there. And here we have the rest of our ingredients. We have some oats, we have some ground nuts, and we have some Parmesan. We're going to add everything to the bag, and you're going to see first how we get all those leaves off the stems easily. And of course you can do it by hand, but some people might not want to, and we're still going to use the package to keep our breading and make it there. So it's beautiful and amazing. I hope you can hear the birds today right here in this lockdown. I don't know whose car went by, but there are no cars. And we can just hear the birds. Beautiful. Check out all the stems that are coming out from the oregano. And that way you separate it in seconds. Takes no time. Same thing with the other herbs. As they dry, it's very easy to get them off their stems. And store them as you want. You can store them refrigerated. You can store them outside if you live in a place that is dry. So here we go. Let's get rid of those stems and let's begin to prepare our breading. It is very easy to make. It keeps. I use my Parmesan that I dice and then process, and I use some ground nuts. Today we have hazelnut meal. It can be almond meal or whichever nut you have. Look at those beautiful herbs, the whole bag full of herbs. The food is going to taste amazing with that. Okay, let's start to put it together. Here we go. There goes first our Parmesan, which is half a cup. Our ground nuts, which are hazelnuts today. There they go. Here we add our gluten-free oats, and we add 2 half cups. Double the oats to 1 of nuts and 1 of Parmesan. And the herbs, we've added half a cup of the dried herbs. Look at that. Isn't it amazing? I wish you could smell it. It's amazing. You can freeze it flat or refrigerate it to create all sorts of food, like the pork chops that you have the recipe for, like the chicken fingers for the kids. And when I do these for the kids, I process this a little more so that they don't see everything in the herb. And it looks just like breading, but it's beautiful, delicious, and very aromatic. Because remember, delicious diets are sustainable diets. Chef Pachi, enjoy!